Tourists come to Las Olas for the sun and sand. But under the high rises, there's an event built for the locals themselves. No hashtags, no velvet ropes, just a secret key, if you can earn one. I'm here to find out what TIMBR is all about, and why Mondays feel like roll call. Lionel Messi once got a ceremonial key to this city, but tonight, the keys that matter, they open bottles, and they pass quietly to the industry staff who've earned them. No key, no entry. The man behind that ritual is Peter Medina. 25 years in this business, and he still bets on people. I've known him 12. We've shared bad playlists, worse hangovers, and shifts that felt like forever. So what is TIMBR? Why did it need to exist here and now? What did it take to finally open the doors after a 6-year battle? What's the shot treated like a secret handshake? Where do they bend tradition, and where do they draw the line? And on ITB Mondays, what's the code when you're serving your own people? What boundary never gets crossed, key or no key? I'm here to ask all of that before the doors open. This is TIMBR, and Mondays are classified as if you know, you know.
That was terrible.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
You must work out.
We're old, man.
You must work out.
We're not spring chickens anymore.
Oh, I'm not even chicken anymore.
Peter Medina.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I am just glowing to be in your presence right now. It is just, and you brought me to your flower room.
Yeah.
You've got a South Florida tan.
I do.
Sharpened beard. Like, you're looking good.
That's
what I'm trying to say.
No, thank you. It's been many years of practice because I'm very proud of you. This is amazing. This is an honor. I know you've been doing this for a long time and you've been working hard for it. So thank you for having me a part of it.
It's exciting for me to be here because of the venue that you have and the venue that you've been at the helm at right now. This is one of those Fort Lauderdale must-see places at the top of everybody's list right now.
It's not actually just for Lauderdale. You know, we've had people with the room that we're in, which is now called a flower room. We are getting visitors from Canada, from California, New York, Miami, just down the street. We've been very fortunate and blessed with what we have here. And me being at the helm, I've been very blessed with the ownership kind of allowing me to help them grow this beautiful monstrosity they have here. So yeah, it's been a blessing so far.
I've known you for the better part of a decade.
Yeah. God, that sounds old. Yeah.
Our backs are not what they used to be.
They're not, man. They hurt when I breathe.
For the people that may not know you for a decade, who are you?
Oh man, that's a very complicated story, but you know, the short version is my name is Peter Medina. I've been in the industry for about 25 years. Yeah.
It's a long time.
God, Lord, that's more than half of my life. I started off as a simple bartender learning how to do flair in Tampa. Was fortunate enough to get the opportunity to go to Vegas and be one of the flair bartenders to really change the culture of Las Vegas. I did compete in flair for a while. I was blessed to be amongst the greats like Christian Del Pesce, Rodrigo Del Pesce, Flippy, Vache, Francesco Leone, which he texted me today actually from Italy. I opened up another place called Blue Martini as a bartender. I really was intrigued by management and operations, which allowed me to open up Encore Beach Club in Vegas at Encore, which was a monstrosity. Still one of my babies. One of the things that I really hold dear to my heart because of what I was able to create there. And then being in Encore for a little bit, bounced around a few places in Vegas, then coming back to Miami. You know, being in Miami with my family and being at the opportunity to go to 11 and meeting you was one of the highlights of my career, for sure.
Oh, thanks, buddy. It was a highlight of mine, too.
At the beginning, when I was able to step down and join you behind the bar, you know, it's been a pleasure and honor to see you develop the way you have.
Thanks,
and I've told you that forever, but now on camera, it means a lot to me that a lot of the people that I've been able to somewhat mentor have grown into be able to do great things. And you're one of them by far. So
appreciate it.
Congrats, man. So that's who I am. Now I've been at TIMBR. There's 3 owners of TIMBR, Michael, Max, and Paul. Paul was one of my first mentors in operations at Blue Martini. As of now, I just took over beverage.
Yeah.
So now I'm the beverage director in the AGM. So I oversee operations and beverage, which, as you know, is one of the things that I love dearly. So
you're very passionate about that.
I am.
one of the best things about working in hospitality is there's a camaraderie there that's tough to replicate. I mean, you can find it in certain other job sectors, but truly being in the trenches and being this kind of busy and dealing with these kind of people where you're just trying to please everyone and make sure that you're giving the best service and giving the utmost hospitality that you can. It's a bond that you don't find really anywhere else.
You know, I say this a lot of times too, like when you're in the trenches, and you know as well as I do, you could be 5 deep and behind the bar and the tension's high and we could be insulting each other behind the bar for the next few hours. But once it's all done and we make it through it, as we always do, we cheers with a Grand Marnier or a Patron.
Speaking of Grand Marnier.
You ready?
Yeah, I was born ready.
Let's do it, man.
Okay.
You know what's funny? I will tell you one of my fondest memories. Do you remember what it was?
I'm not in your head 24/7.
Yeah, you shouldn't be. I don't recommend that for anybody. But you know I don't do outings. I don't go out. I don't do that stuff. But there was an outing that we did at the American Social down in Brickell where I used to live.
Yes.
And you came upstairs because I had a bottle of Grandma 150 and we did a shot of Grandma 150. I don't have that anymore because I don't make it. But
150-year-old Grand Marnier.
yeah, it was spectacular. And we did a shot of it. Then we went downstairs, went across the street, and then I left. I went back home.
Yeah,
but
you left me by myself. I was just hanging there.
I did. But let's, for good old times, let's have a shot of the good old Grandma.
And so let's explain to the people, why Grand Marnier?
My answer would be why not? Well, this has been something that I kind of grew up on. It's just been a part of who I am for many years. It's what I know in the industry, Grandma. It coming from our culture, coming from the cloth we work from, not now. Now it's a different era, which is not a bad thing. But Grandma is just who we are.
Well, everyone has their sort of liquor rite of passage. That's your extension of you.
Correct.
Right? And so back when I was first bartending, Grand Marnier was the kind of drink of choice by all the people in the industry. If you were drinking Grand Marnier on your day off at a bar, the bar automatically knew, hey, what bar do you work at?
Like Cheers, man. It's like Cheers. When people walk in, they know what you drink, and it brings that camaraderie. Nowadays, it's Fernet.
Fernet is very popular.
or in Montenegro. Like, I was in Naples for a little bit, and the bar that I was at, people just come up. I'm like, what is this world we're in there right now? They're drinking Fernet in Montenegro? What is this?
But they were saying the same about Grand Marnier back in the day.
They were, 100%. So, I think enough talk.
Oh, I need a shot.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, my man. So here's cheers to...
Thank you to having me here.
No, thank you for coming to my home. And really, I'm very proud of you and what you've been doing. And I've seen you evolve and you grow so far. And it makes my heart beat. Seeing things like the things you're doing, it really makes me happy. So thank you for coming to my house. And anytime you guys, you're always welcome here too.
I appreciate it, man.
Cheers,
Thank
brother.
you. I'm very proud of you as well. So, we have many a crazy story at 11.
We do.
You and me especially.
We do. We do.
What do you think's the craziest?
There's so many. I mean, we had such a great time there. Do you have one that you like? Because what's one that you know?
I do. One of my favorite stories is our prank wars.
Oh.
So, the best part about working with you was I never knew what kind of crazy chaoticness was going to happen to my bar well every time I went to use it. And there was one time I went there to get some ice and went to scoop it, and there was saran wrap all around my ice well. In retaliation, of course, I went over to your well and moved some bottles around.
Yeah.
In retaliation to that, you poured some Kahlua all around my bar rail that I would lean on and just get all over my pants. And then it stopped there. But then I was like, no, it can't stop there. It needs to go further.
Yeah.
And I took a bunch of blue curacao, which is basically like a blue dye, poured it all in your ice. And closed it. And then you opened it and you went.
That sounds about right.
And that's about where it stopped.
You know what story I like too? I'll tell you a story I like. Because you obviously bring up the flair about me, and we used to blow fire.
Yeah.
We used to blow fire, and I remember the first time we blew fire, I was like, what is that? What is that?
It's a little fireball.
It's a little fireball.
It's a little fireball.
And then I go,
watch this.
cool. There's your little fireball, and then mine kind of like
Yeah.
ate yours. I was like,
It's
that's,
just, you know.
I'm not saying that I was or I wasn't, but mine was bigger. That night, mine was bigger. And it was cold inside that place, so yes, mine was bigger.
I had a little bitty cold fireball. Temperature wasn't enough.
If I could do that here, I would do it here, but there's too much wood. And this place would fucking engulf the
Yeah, let's not blow fire
no
in the
fire.
flower room.
Nope, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, man, we have some good stories, man. It's funny because, like I tell them here too, you know, owners always have an idea of what they have before they open the doors. Once you open the doors, now you know what you have. Now you know what your clientele wants. Now you know what sells, what doesn't sell. So that's one of the things I really, really enjoy, is finding out what will work for this concept.
Yeah.
As we all know, 11 was a monstrosity, right? So it's been
But in a good way.
In a good way. I remember I had an ex-employee of mine would come in every Saturday with her husband. So he would come in and he would say, Peter, what is this? And I would say, it's exactly what you think it is. Because it was designed that way, right? But he would always say, it's never gonna last. I go, okay, that's great. I'll see you next Saturday. So he'd come back every Saturday, right? Now bring it back to TIMBR. The flower room, the park, and the lounge. 3 different elements, very beautiful. We've been very blessed with our success.
Yeah.
And it's all because of the owners. The owners had a vision. I'm learning still from them. They are just, they're geniuses in their own realm, right? You have an operator, designer, and then a finance guy, but they all have their own role to make this what it is. Now, when we opened it up, you know, we're like, okay, well, we have this, this, and this. And I was like, well, with my experience and what I've seen, I believe this was going to happen. I had a portion of a right. They had a portion of a right. We all had our rights and our wrongs. And as you develop and as you grow, you find out and you cater to your staff and to your guests. Your staff is going to, it's really what's going to make the guests come back.
Yes.
Beautiful room, beautiful flowers, park, lounge, everything's beautiful. But unless you have good hospitality, good leadership to teach them how to do it, you'll have nothing.
Yeah, no, you can have the most beautiful body in the world, right? But you need the heart. You need the blood pumping through it, and that's the staff.
That to me is like,
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you one of the things that always stuck with me that you taught me. It was bar eyes and bar ears.
Yeah.
That's not something that you just have. Not everybody just has bar eyes and bar ears.
Rick Grant used to say it all the time because he said I said it.
Shout out Rick Grant.
Shout out Rick Grant.
But that's an acquired asset that you add to your arsenal working in hospitality. You have bar eyes. You see with different eyes than the normal person. Normal person walks up to a bar, they see bottles, lights, and a bar.
Correct.
Other people see expiration date. They walk up, they see pour spouts turned a different way. They walk up,
flagged.
They gotta be flagged. So, bar eyes, bar ears, what are you hearing? Are the guests complaining? Are they happy? Are they enjoying their experience? These are tools and assets that you don't just show up to a bar and have. Having never worked in a bar, you accumulate these.
I learned that from a guy by the name of Grant Hewitt, which was my AGM at Blue Martini in Vegas. And he takes me as I was going into the operational part of the business. And we walk outside and we're sitting at the bar and he goes, what do you see? I go, I see a bartender. He goes, no. What about the glass over here? What about the empty glass over here or the bottle over here? What about the guests over here that they're having an anniversary? That's eyes. Ears is one thing that messed me up for a while because I would go out to dinner, mom, girlfriend, wife, and I'd be at a dinner and I would hear 3 tables. And it might be a serious conversation as we're laughing. And they go, which? I was like, I'm sorry, 2 tables on there, they're talking about whatever. But it's a trained skill that when you're in the industry is necessity. You know, that with what is the next step?
Yeah.
Efficiency, right? So what is a priority? It's very essential to have all those things. Yeah. And for you to be firing all cylinders, when you get into your zone, it is like, I hate this reference.
Jordan.
I hate this reference, but it's better than sex. Because you are in a zone and you're going at it and you're fucking in a zone, you're in the middle, nothing can mess you up.
Not for those 3 minutes.
Not for those 3 minutes.
For those 3 minutes, you're the man.
Damn. Fuck. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's when you get Art Basel, the best time to get it is when you're doing Art Basel, Miami Music Week, whatever. When you're in that zone, everything just flows, and there's no better feeling.
No.
And you could be 5 deep, 16 hours, and then you're like, I killed it.
Yeah.
I killed it.
Time flies by.
It flies by.
For some reason, the clock just speeds up when you're in the zone.
It does. It does.
I want you to define TIMBR right now to me in one sentence. And after that, why does it exist and why now?
The way it was described to me, so I can only say that, is it's vineyard cuisine, but it's also a very magical place for you to have an experience. So the cuisine will match the environment. When you have a potato flu that's just like you're wowed with the cocktails and then the environment, you have the flowering in the park, it really expresses the true vision of the ownership. Magical would probably be the best word to use for sure. Magical.
That does kind of fit with the whole, as soon as I walked in, it looks like you're in a magical forest. So I guess that does stick.
So when you walk in, again, it's always the perception of the guest. The design of being in a park and the lights that are flowing from upstairs or from the ceiling can be whatever you want. The design was supposed to be fireflies. It could be stars. It could be whatever you want it to be. It's your place to enjoy a magical experience. The owners have a very good vision on what they want. The vision is for you to enjoy yourself and have an experience that it's almost like outer body. The food comes in here. The plating is designed for you to feel like it's in a fairyland. It's very, very artistic.
Very whimsical.
Very whimsical. The chef Robin is spectacular. They took about a year or so to develop the food for it to match the rooms. So when you're getting your food and you're eating, you feel like you're in a magical place for sure.
What was one build choice of the venue that you feel like you didn't compromise on and it's paying off?
I really can't say one or the other because there's so many that they took 6 years. It took 6 years to build this place. It's open up from demolition to design to concept to actually build out. They went out from the sound system to the flowers to the lighting. I mean, when you look at a venue, there's 3 key elements for any venue: lighting, temperature, and sound. They nailed all 3. And for that to be a thing is very challenging, but as you can probably hear, the sound is on point.
Yes.
The lighting is done where you feel intimate.
It's a perfect ambiance.
It's perfect ambiance. And then the temperature. You don't feel like you're outside. You feel like you're in a good place.
Very cozy.
And they spend a lot of time every day. It's about how's the AC going? How's the lighting doing? So we're constantly trying to make sure that the experience for the guest is such.
Where do you bend tradition, and what's the hard line that you just won't cross?
So this being a very unique environment, a very unique bar, we bend tradition in many ways. We don't compromise on anything when it comes to being a fine dining restaurant. We're not 5-star yet. We can be. I believe we can be. We give a Michelin star for sure. James Beard. We have all those elements that we can be.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to a wine program, when it comes to a beverage program, when it comes to food, nothing is out of the box. This is unique.
Yeah.
This is different.
No, it stands out.
It does stand out.
Venues that stand out.
So we don't compromise on anything. When it comes down to the silverware, when it comes down to the ice, when I came in, like, I'm a ice nerd. I'm a glassware nerd. I'm like, so our ice is the fat ice. Even for your regular cocktail, you have the blocks, right?
Yep.
So we don't compromise on anything because we want to be the best of the best.
You've begun a very popular ITB program, an In the Biz program on Mondays. What are your keys to success for the Monday program?
No pun intended, but the key to success is literally the key. So Joe, which is the GM, which is like my brother, he's having some health issues. His idea when he came about this industry or this business was having a key being your entry.
Okay.
So Michael, which is the director of design and the owner, when we have BEOs or parties, he gives the guest a key for a free drink. So I'm like, Oh, how about we use that for a VIP entrance? So I started this project about 2 months ago. And to be able to get into ITB or the industry night, which is off brand for TIMBR,
Right.
which we don't promote on our social media, it's almost like a secret culture or group.
Secret hospitality only
Yeah,
invite
so
type of thing.
can you get in without a key? Yes, we don't really want to turn people away, but we really want to build a culture for in the biz people because we do so much for the guests that we also need to be taken care of. So we decided to do this on Mondays. So TIMBR is open Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. The restaurant, the lounge is now open on Mondays for
In the Biz
in the
people.
biz,
Yep.
which has been a huge success.
Good.
Last week we did 400 people.
That's awesome. 400 people.
Yep.
That's incredible for an
Yeah.
ITB party. On a Monday?
Yep.
Amazing. As with any opening, there are some tough nights.
Of course.
Was there a night that you feel almost broke you?
Being in it such a long time, I don't get broken. Not anymore.
25 years experience. I mean, that's a lot to lean on when you do have something go wrong.
It is, but it's also the team we have. So I was gone for 2.5 weeks for some personal reasons, but I was not worried that things would go bad. Do they go bad? Of course. Yes, they do. But I am very confident that the staff and the team and the leadership will get through it.
On the flip side, what was the moment that you felt like we've arrived? Us at TIMBR, we've arrived as a venue.
Grand opening. And I say that because during the grand opening, there's a line down the street. The anticipation for this place being opened up, it was like, I've watched Paul, the owner. I just met Michael and Max recently and after being a part of this venue, but I know the struggles, the tears, the blood that went through it for 6 years. I mean, I came in here when there was no flowers. I came in here when there was still under construction, and seeing the anticipation of people coming in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, West Palm Beach, Delray, all over, come and see it. Even still now, even on a Friday and Saturday, we have 300 reservations plus.
That's insane.
Off season.
Love that.
It's,
Love that for you.
We're very blessed because, yes, the food it's great. The hospitality, the people come here for that. They want to come back because of how we treat them. We treat them like guests and special because they are. We're nothing without them.
Take me through, the genesis, the beginnings of getting this place online. I know it was kind of a battle. Talk me through that a little bit.
Sure. So I came in here a year and a half ago, but my relationship with Paul that I've known him doing the project for 6 years. In this world that we live in, especially South Florida, when they saw this venue, which was something before, which was nothing like it is now, it took time to demolition, time for concept, time to GC, time for permitting.
Right.
I've opened up venues before, and it's just time consuming on how much it takes to get the city to approve certain things. But in the 6 years, they've learned a lot of things that they can now improve on the next location because this is not the last one. This is one of many that they've already projected to do. Proof of concept, proved, done. Everybody knows it's great.
It works.
It works. It does, and it will work in a lot of different other demographics, a lot of areas
yeah.
for sure. But picking out the exact tile, picking out the exact paint on the wall, everything's high end.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's high end. Even from the seating upstairs in the lounge to the tables are self-leveling. Everything had a very meticulous thought process to it. And, it takes time to build something so special.
Yeah.
So that.
Well, can I just say that I know you've been telling me how proud you are of me, but I'm so proud of you for all the things that you've been through in life. Again, 25 years in the business and doing it at the highest of levels. To come in here and open a revolutionary spot with the team that you've built and helped cultivate, and getting in, obviously, with the right ownership that are like-minded and appreciate the finer, small details. It says a lot about the team that you guys have here and the culture that you've built here at TIMBR. So, I'm looking forward to these future venues that you guys open together, and I know you'll be a part of that, and they'll have your influence. And if it's anything like the influence that you left on me and the venue that we met at, It's going to be phenomenal.
Thank you.
Thank you again for letting me come in here.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for meeting with me.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
Anything for you, man. Whatever you need, I'm always there for you.
And I'm always down to have a grandma
If you call me
shot
at
with
3 a.m., we're going somewhere.
Probably with a pole, huh?
Probably with a pole. For sure, for sure.
Peter, I love you
My
very
man.
much.
Love you, brother, very much. Thank you so much.
South Florida loves shiny things, but timber was never about novelty. It's not new anymore. It's required. The room works because the people do. Peter's answer to every shortcut wasn't tech or trend, it was trust, training, and 3 unsexy levers: lighting, temperature, sound. Get those right, and the rest feels like magic. Get them wrong, and the best cocktail dies in the glass. The key tradition, it's a pact. If you're in the industry, you're not just welcomed, you're accountable for the room you walk into. That's why Mondays matter here. So what sticks with you after a night like this? The drink, the design, or the discipline behind both? Maybe it's simpler. The right people in the right room, doing the work so well you stop noticing the work. This is TIMBR. This is Monday. The doors close, the lights breathe down a stop, and the keys go back in pockets. Cheers, and I'll see you at the next spot.